How many of these movie facts did you actually know? Will Ferrell makes a cameo in Impractical Jokers the movie without any lines and zero reference to him. In every scene of Fight Club, there is a Starbucks coffee cup. In Elf, Will Ferrell, Jon Favreau, and a single cameraman ran through New York on the final day of shooting and interacted with random people on the streets to film the Buddy Discovers New York montage. For her contribution to The Wizard of Oz, Terry the dog, Toto, earned $125 per week, while the actors playing the Munchkins were given just $50 a week. In the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, SpongeBob states he has 374 consecutive Employee of the Month awards. This means he has been working at the Krusty Krab for over 31 years. An 18-year-old with dwarfism played the 8-year-old Grinch in The Grinch. He passed away 2 years after the film was released. J.K. Rowling thought of the Hogwarts house names on a plane and wrote them down on an air sickness bag. The T-Rex sound effect in Jurassic Park is a slowed down recording of a Jack Russell Terrier playing with a rope. Macaulay Culkin was the first child actor to be paid $1 million for a film. In Deadpool 2, Wade wears a shirt that says Olivia and Meredith, best friends forever. The two cats actually belong to Taylor Swift. The production crew had to get permission from her to use their image. In Coraline, the crew spent 800 hours painting 250,000 pieces of popcorn, pink on the outside, red on the kernel, to stand in as blossoms for the nearly 70 trees. Maui's visual appearance in Moana is actually modeled mostly around The Rock's grandfather. Sid from Ice Age makes a cameo in the movie Robots. In Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the chainmail was actually knitted yarn. In Zootopia, Mr. Big, the mafia boss, is an Arctic shrew. The director made this choice because the Arctic shrew is the most vicious predator on Earth. Arctic shrews eat 3 times their own body weight and even eat other shrews. Also in Zootopia, there's a brief shot of a conspiracy wall, and one of the pictures is of a sad Keanu Wolf. In Osmosis Jones, a statue of a sperm cell can be seen that is labeled Our Founder. In Monsters Inc., Boo tries to give Sully a Nemo doll. Finding Nemo wouldn't come out until 2 years later. In I Am Legend, Robert Neville raids an apartment with numerous public health warnings about the Crippen virus in it, including one about the dangers of infected dogs, foreshadowing later events in the movie, no spoilers. In Skyfall, a stolen painting is being shown to a man. The same painting was stolen in real life in 2010 and has yet to be recovered. In The Simpsons movie, you can still see Homer's crash ambulance from season 2 of the show. In Up, Doug is the only dog to successfully track down the tropical bird because he is the only hunting dog, a golden retriever. All the other dogs are guard dog breeds. In Jurassic Park, the insect trapped in amber is an elephant mosquito, the only mosquito that doesn't happen to suck blood, therefore it couldn't actually contain any dino DNA. The language that the aliens speak in Men in Black is the same language that Jabba the Hutt uses in Star Wars. Also in Men in Black, the Edgar suit decomposes as the movie goes on. The screenwriters of Toy Story taped shoes to a wooden board to help the creative team figure out how the army soldiers would walk and run. In Toy Story 4, a closer look at Buzz Lightyear shows that his stickers are slowly starting to peel away. In the docking scene of Interstellar, you can notice that Cooper tries to push his head in the opposite direction of the spin, while Brand keeps hers towards the spin, resulting in her blacking out. This is a subtle detail to show how he's the more experienced one. In The Dark Knight, Joker is constantly licking his lips. This is actually because of the prosthetic scars that Heath Ledger wore. They kept falling off, so Heath would lick his lips to keep them in place. Gradually, it became part of the Joker's character. In John Wick, before the action starts, John wears his wristwatch normally, but when he goes into the battle mode, he wears them face inside the wrist, which is the way soldiers usually do it. This was so that they could see the time while holding a rifle and to avoid reflections of the glass. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie's father works at the Smilex toothpaste factory. Smilex was the name of the poisonous gas that was created by the Joker in the older Batman movie, which was also directed by Tim Burton. In Die Hard, Alan Rickman's petrified expression while falling was completely genuine. The stunt team had instructed him that they would drop him on the count of 3, but instead dropped him on 1. Rude. In Saving Private Ryan, Jackson has a bruise on his thumb that was a common injury during World War II from soldiers' thumbs getting caught in the loading mechanism of M1 Garands. In the original script to Rocky V, Rocky dies after placing his head on Adrian's lap while on the way to the hospital following his fight with Tommy. Carrie Fisher once told her fans that no matter how she went, she wanted it to be Movie reported that she drowned in moonlight, strangled by her own bra. In Wreck-It Ralph, Bowser holds his cup of tea in a particular way. This was actually an addition by Nintendo before the film was released. They contacted the filmmakers and said that Bowser was drinking his tea the wrong way in the group therapy scene, so it was changed. In Mulan, Mulan touches her hair a lot because the animators noticed that Mulan's voice actor Ming-Na Wen touched her hair a lot while recording, so they added it to the character. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse opens with Miles trying to sing along to Sunflower. He conveniently gets one of the lines wrong, saying "she wanna drive me" instead of the recorded lyric "she wanna ride me like a cruise." In Spider-Man Across the Universe, a billboard near Spot's apartment references everything everywhere all at once. When Julia Stiles read her poem at the end of 10 Things I Hate About You, it was done in one take and she wasn't supposed to start crying. Elastigirl's original suit in The Incredibles was red and Mr. Incredible's suit was blue, which is why their first child's name was Violet. In Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks' brother, Jim Hanks, doubled for him for the sequence where he runs across America. As Jim put it, Tom had other doubles, but they couldn't do the run. Also in Forrest Gump, the girl on the bus who refuses to let Forrest sit next to her is played by Elizabeth Hanks, the daughter of Tom Hanks. In Beverly Hills Cop 3, Eddie Murphy cuts into line at the spider ride in front of George Lucas. In Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl, most of Jack Sparrow's hats are made of rubber because Johnny Depp kept losing them and throwing them overboard. After he lost 10 leather hats, the costume designers started making them out of rubber so that they would float instead of sink. Tony Stark saying "I am Iron Man" was improvised by Robert Downey Jr. and then kept in. That decision arguably shaped the future of all of the Avengers movies. Lilo and Stitch used watercolor backgrounds exclusively. The studio had some financial failures and was doing ambitious things elsewhere, so they left the filmmakers to their own devices. The only other watercolor films are Dumbo and Snow White. In Terminator 2, the Guard and the T-1000 were played by identical twins, Don and Dan Stanton. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the old couple taking photos are the parents of James Gunn. They are credited as Weird Old Man and Weird Old Man's Mistress. In Ant-Man, actor Garrett Morris makes a brief appearance in a scene. Morris was the first person to ever portray Ant-Man in a 1979 Saturday Night Live skit called Superhero Party. In the Super Mario Bros. Movie, when Mario and Luigi break through the wall after trying to stop the flooding in Brooklyn, the hole they make is a pixelated Mario from the original game. In 22 Jump Street, Jonah Hill was attacked by a parrot during a car chase. His panicked reaction is real. He said that was not acting. He doesn't like birds. In Django Unchained, Jamie Foxx rode his own horse Cheetah for the whole movie. During a montage sequence in Inspector Gadget, a newspaper can be seen with the words "F Disney" hidden in the front page article. Adam Sandler's love interests in Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Waterboy, Little Nicky, Pixels, and Hubie Halloween all have a double V character name. In Titanic, there is a split-second scene shortly after striking the iceberg, which a clock shows the real time the Titanic struck an iceberg on April 14, 1912. In order to prevent the twist of Darth Vader being Luke's father in The Empire Strikes Back, the line written in the script and spoken during filming was "Obi-Wan killed your father," with it later dubbed over. Of the main cast, only Mark Hamill was informed before the movie was released. In The Princess Diaries, the scene where Mia trips and falls in the bleachers wasn't a part of the script. Anne Hathaway had accidentally slipped in a puddle. The director liked it so much that he decided to keep it in the movie. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Professor Lupin sleeps through most of the train ride to Hogwarts. The date is the 1st of September in 1993. There really was a full moon the previous night. He was exhausted because he'd transformed the night before.